We stick together like the glue on the lashes, on fleek like the brows, never throwing in a towel, always ready for the town, looking beautiful together. You're stronger than ever, your community don't tether, yeah, your sisters forever. Girls before you mister, be part of a team, yeah, we're beauty's big sister. It's said, and put your girls before you mister, be part of a team, yeah, we're beauty's big sister. Check it.
Hi beauties, welcome back to my Beauty's Big Sister channel. I'm here with my mum today. We have just done mum's makeup, so if you want to see that makeover, then I will leave the link to that video below. Mum 20 years ago had breast cancer, so is 20 years cancer free, which is amazing. I was really young at the time, so I can't...
You were 7.
Yeah, I remember bits and pieces, but I don't really remember a lot. So I thought it might be good just to sit down and kind of talk about it, because it's so important to talk about these things online. They say if you're an influencer, like, what are you actually influencing? You should be doing good with your platform. And if this might help someone out there who is going through this right now or has been through a similar situation, then you might find comfort in watching this video. So yeah, we're just gonna have a little chat and go way back to the beginning, 20 years ago. Yeah. I mean, we kind of didn't want to film this video because it's quite morbid and sad, but I think it will be good just to talk about it, and we only have to do it once.
We did do it last year, after our breast check last year, which we are due. We are due March, April to go for our next breast check, which we do once a year, don't we? Yeah,
so if you haven't seen that video, I'll also leave it linked below. That is when I went to go and get my breasts checked at Lady McAdam's. So we do that every year, and anyone can go. It is a
non-government funded.
Yeah, so it's funded by donations. So if you want to go and donate, you can definitely do that. So if you do find anything, then I will leave the link to Lady McAdam's below if you do want to check them out. So let's go back to the beginning. 20 years ago, what actually happened? Like, how did you find...
Well, I was 39.
Which is so young.
Yeah, I didn't know anybody, never heard of anybody being so young with it, so didn't really cross my mind that it could be anything sinister. But I was getting pain in my right breast, like a tingling sensation, and it had gone on for...
I thought you don't get pain with...
No, we'll get to that in a minute. So I was getting like this tingling, whooshing feeling, and that had gone on for about a year, and I just thought, oh, you know, I don't know what's going on. But anyway, went to my GP. He checked me both breasts, and he said it's probably hormonal. So he said to me to take olive evening primrose, which I'd heard about.
It was like a gut feeling.
It was. My body was telling me something wasn't right, and I wasn't happy just to leave it with what the doctor said. I'd heard of Lady McAdam's. I thought, I'm going to get in touch with them. So I rang them. I made an appointment, and they could see me the next week. So I went along and saw lovely Lorraine. She checked me, and she found a lump in my left breast, which I hadn't even felt, and the doctor hadn't even felt the week before, even though he checked me. So it's different now, but then the way they ran the unit was they then sent a fax message to the GP to say that they'd found a lump and that it should be investigated. So I had to go back to that GP, who then said that the lump wasn't there the week before, and he didn't think there was anything nasty going on, even though my nan had died of breast cancer. He said that I was too young to even think I had breast cancer. Anyway, so he said he would refer me. Well, after a week, he hadn't written a letter to be sent off, so Dad and I decided I was going to go private, so I went to the Nuffield.
Why didn't he?
Because he probably thought I was too young and I didn't need to stress out about it.
I just feel like that wouldn't happen nowadays, though.
I don't think it would. No, I don't know.
That's so bad.
It is bad. We went to the Nuffield, and I had all the tests on a Tuesday, and we went back 2 days later on the Thursday, and he told me I had the breast cancer. So he told me that I had to take tamoxifen there and then.
But that's when, so we were talking about this when we had dinner with my brother Lewis a couple of weeks ago, and you said that you just expected when you went in there that they weren't going to tell you that, so we'd gone with you.
Yeah, we took you, because we hadn't told anybody. We hadn't told the mums and dads or anything. I was just going for this checkup, so we didn't want to ask anybody to look after you. We took you with us, and then the nurse said, I'll take the children into another room. And then once we went in to see...
So when she said that, did you think...
I did. I thought, well, why would you not, if everything's okay, why wouldn't you say that in front of the children? And then once we went in to see the doctor, this nurse came in as well, and I thought, this isn't good. Put me on a tablet, tamoxifen, and he said he'd already booked me in to have the operation a week later, and they would take some lymph nodes away as well under the arm to see if it had travelled. Our whole lives turned upside down. We left there. We went and told Nan and Grandad then, and started telling, you know, friends and family. And then a week later I went in on the Sunday, and I had the operation, a lumpectomy, the next day. Then I woke up and had a drain coming out of my breast to take the fluid away. I think I was in hospital about 5 days. 6 weeks after the operation, I then had to go back for a checkup with the doctor, and for him to then tell me what was going to happen. So he said that out of the 5 lymph nodes they took out in the armpit, 2 had cancer in them. So he said I just needed radiotherapy. I said, why not chemotherapy? And he said, well, we don't think you need it. And I said, well, if it's travelled into my armpit, I want to have chemotherapy. And he said, well, that's entirely up your decision. I said, I don't want to be back here in a couple of years' time.
Yeah.
And it's come back, and me saying to you, well, only if I'd had chemotherapy, perhaps I wouldn't be here. But I thought, if I have everything, I've got nothing that I can redress myself about. So.
But that's the really horrible bit, isn't it? Chemo.
Do you know what? It was, everybody's different, and each treatment's different. Because it depends the toxic medicines they give you, how you react to it. But I was lucky, and I had chemotherapy at Southend Hospital every 3 weeks for 6 months. And after the first one, my hair started coming out. So then I spoke to the doctor on the phone and said that, you know, I was very distressed about it, and is there anything they can do? So they kind of modified the drugs, but it did thin.
I remember you buying a wig.
Yeah, I did have a wig, but luckily I never wore it because my hair slowed up then coming out after they changed the drugs.
Yeah, you never completely lost it.
No, but it thinned, and it was just such an awful thing. I remember it was a Saturday morning, and I'd washed my hair and I was blow drying it, and as I'm blow drying it, it was just coming out in handfuls. And it's the worst, I think. Yeah. Awful for a woman, well, for a man as well. It's just not nice.
I remember coming home from school once.
Yeah.
And
I was in bed.
You was in bed and you went to the toilet and you were sick.
Yeah. But see, I tried to protect you and Lewis from it because, you know, you just don't want your children to see you like that.
Still to this day, don't know how long the cancer was there?
No, nobody could say how long. And I hadn't been checked. Women don't get checked until they're 50 on the NHS. And that's where Lady McAdams comes in to play, because you can go there from the age of 18 to be checked. And you can have your first mammogram from the age of 40. Yeah. So you can go and be made breast aware.
If you don't really know how to check yourself, or you just got questions and you're not really comfortable doing it, I go now every year just to make sure that everything's okay. I go with Mum, and it just kind of puts your mind at ease as well, because obviously it's so important for you to check yourself, but sometimes you might have missed things that you didn't feel.
Well, I didn't feel that
Yeah.
way, and nor did the doctor.
Which is horrific. So you
Just-
can't
no.
always
No,
just rely on what a doctor says. Like, go with your gut instinct.
you should, because if I'd listened to him, who knows what would have happened. Because
You're so wrong.
and then once
Just because of your age.
yeah, yeah, and the bit I've missed is that once I had my operation and had the lump took away, the feelings I was getting in my right breast went.
A lot of the time, if it hasn't affected your family or your loved ones, then you turn a blind eye to it. You don't really, it's not something you think of. You
No.
think it wouldn't ever happen to me
No.
or my family.
No, sadly not. And I probably was like that as well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Love you too.
That's the story of what happened. I don't want to film this video.
No,
Sad.
no, it is sad, but it's reality, and life can be cruel sometimes.
It's just mad that, like, because I was young, I can't remember it. Like,
No,
how
that's
mad
good.
that. No,
No.
but it's not good because it's like that was happening around me and I can't even remember.
But
They
literally,
literally saved your life.
they
so
did. They did.
That is why you will always see whenever there's anything to do with charity, I always donate to Lady McAdam. Yes, it's good for you guys to know that just check yourself, be aware, and there is someone you could go if you do find a lump or if you do find anything that you just want to get checked out, then you can do. So thank you so much for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you
Love
for being
you.
here. Love you too.
And we will see you guys very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, we're beauty's big sister. Check it.